All right, welcome back. This is Still Whiskey, and today we are gonna rank these 4 US1
I'm Vince.
bottles. I'm Rich.
I'm Devin.
Let's do it.
All right, so today we have the Michter's lineup, the US1 specifically lineup. We've got the bourbon, the straight rye, the sour mash, the American. And I've had all of these. I don't know if you guys have all had all of these, but I think each and one is pretty good, I think individually. And we're gonna rank them. We're gonna see really how they all kind of stand up to each other and give our thoughts. Yeah.
Let's go. Sour mash. I'm excited about this one.
The one thing I'll say about these, right, is while they're all from the same family, all from the same party, what I'll say is,
Oh my
that, I mean, they're very different things, right? One's a bourbon, one's a straight rye. We're just. I'm sorry. So one's a bourbon. Sorry. So this is still whiskey. What I was trying to say was that this one is bourbon, small batch. This one is a straight rye. This one is a sour mash, and this one is American whiskey. My point is, we are going to rank these puppies.
Check them out.
But they are different things. So you got to keep that in mind.
All right.
If you could not spill again, that would be great.
You didn't pour me this.
I didn't get to pour you that because you spilled all over the place.
I'll take it.
Anyway, what do we need? We need.
I've got the towel. Here, that's what I went and got.
We need
I grabbed
some
the
rye
towel.
over here.
Thank you.
Yep.
Some rye over here.
Grab the towel.
Sometimes you spill. Don't cry over spilled whiskey.
Don't cry over. Well, not at this price point.
At least this
So in my mind, these all are right around the 47, 48. In my head, these are all $50 bottles. It's that simple.
Yep.
But one thing I will say is that as someone who collects whiskey, I'm like, in as much as I'm a bit of a sucker for sexy looking bottles, right? We talked about Old Fitz and Old Forester birthday bourbon, those kind of things.
Right.
I'm also a bit of a sucker for a collection. Like if I had these 3, but I don't have the sour mash, it's gonna bug me.
Yep.
So I'm gonna want it.
Yep.
And in here in Utah, like it's tough. Like we've seen the American come through. We've seen the straight and the straight rye and the bourbon be consistent. Sour mash, I mean, I had to find that out of state.
I've never seen that in the store. And these ones are always behind glass, and it's like.
And to be honest, like I've always loved the rye, and I was wondering because I've loved sour mashes from other distillers, like what this was going to be like. And so I'm excited to bring this comparison and see kind of what is the best Michters.
How does the flight fly?
So anyway, today we're gonna rank
half
them.
of yours did end up on the table, so.
So let's get into the bourbon. Bourbon first.
All right.
Bourbon.
First one.
Again, this one, all of them are right around that 90 proof. They're not all that, but this one is 91.4.
It's good on the nose.
91.4.
You know what this reminds me of? What? On the nose, it reminds me of when I was a kid, we used to do white bread with white honey.
Oh. There's a weird, not weird, but an interesting, like sweet, like almost fruity, but like artificial fruity on the nose.
Very simple. This is very simple.
Yeah, like it would be like, you know, with the more complex bourbons you'd get like the cherry, things like that. But like, this is like Laffy Taffy cherry.
This is a really good intro bourbon. This is a really good intro bourbon.
And that is something to say on all the Michters, because they all run a lot lower proof than others. Like this bourbon's 91 proof, where I think like the rye is like 86.
Oh wow.
85.
84.
Yeah. And I reach for that bottle often.
Rank them. Let's get into the rye.
All right.
I mean, this one for me, the rye is my favorite.
This is very sweet.
I mean, it's a lower proof, so it's gonna be a lot less on the nose of what's kind of coming out.
Getting like apple skins.
Yeah, it's a lot more fruity than the bourbon.
A little bit like bready, cinnamon.
Apple fritter. like in, like if they used to sell them at like the grocery store, it's like this nasty pie, like really, do you know what I'm talking about? It's like really cheap, nasty little apple fritter pie.
It's got the white, like...
Yes.
This is the rye, very approachable, a little bit of gingerbread, in my opinion, very sweet for a rye.
So good.
Baking spices are there, they're just a little bit more muted because of the sweetness carries over the top.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I like that.
Sour mash.
I'm always a fan of sour mashes.
Oh, I like this.
Ooh,
I like this
on
already.
the nose.
Yep.
Shoot.
Like a toffee.
This is very sweet. This is very sweet. Very Werther's butterscotch.
Yep. I get like a toffee pudding, maybe a little bit of raspberry in the back end. Again, all of these, here's what I'll say. All of these, so far, very approachable. Like you can have these to anyone that knows nothing about whiskey at all and go, hey, try this, and they're probably not gonna be put off by it.
I'm gonna say that with the lower proof, the full flavor, any Michter's is gonna be one that you could give to a newbie and they're gonna like it. And if they don't, then they're a lost cause.
Right. A little bit of apple, a little bit of caramel.
I'll just say it. I don't know if this is gonna be popular, but right now, on the nose, the sour mash is my favorite, but on the palate, it is not my favorite.
They're all fairly short on the finish.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
Going back to the others before I finish out in the American whiskey. And again,
I think it's the proof. The proof that really kind of...
the proof.
Yeah, kind of reduce that down.
Yeah.
So...
Well, then the American's gonna be...
Yeah, so the bourbon is the highest at 91, I think I said. The others are right around 84, 85.
Yeah.
More or less. Let's get into the American whiskey. There's more going on in the nose here than I expected for an American whiskey. Like vanilla cupcake.
So what makes an American whiskey versus a bourbon?
Now, that's a great question. Do you know the answer to that? Because that's a question that I was about to ask you. So I was about to Devin that.
So we've talked about it in previous episodes, but bourbon is pretty regulated on what goes into making bourbon. Actually, there's like congressional like requirements that make it bourbon. And so with American, it's just a non-bourbon. So it doesn't hit all the requirements, which are different mash bills, different like aging, all these things. So, but it's still made in America versus Scotland or Ireland, right? And so it's a whiskey that's made in America that doesn't fit the requirements
We're
of
seeing
bourbon.
more and more of those. I feel like
That's
those
true.
are starting to get more and more popular.
Yeah, you're definitely seeing it. I think a lot of people want to stick with bourbon just because bourbon is the America thing.
Correct.
The defined standard.
But this is starting to come
so
out.
the reason this one specifically is not a bourbon is that it's not made in brand new American oak barrels.
Okay.
Is that why?
So it's past bourbon barrels that this was made in.
To me, this is like I'm at my family 4th of July barbecue and they just brought out dessert and it's like just a gnarly cake and
Really?
I smell it and that's what it reminds me of.
I get more like, you know those suckers that are like caramel on the outside and apple on the inside?
Oh.
Like a sucker pop, like my kids would eat.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's
That's what
I don't like those. But I do get the subtle bit of that.
A little bit of lemon on the back end. All right, rank them. Devin, take it away.
Oh, just right now. Good thing I put them in order where I wanted them.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I did.
All right, baller.
I think for me, first place is definitely the rye. I also like, that's my go-to, like I love that rye. The tough one was between the bourbon and the sour mash. I think I'm gonna put the sour mash a little bit above the bourbon.
Okay.
And I go bourbon and then American is my last.
Interesting. All right, for me,
So what I'm hearing you say is the bourbon's third.
stack them.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. If it's just maybe my nose is more sensitive than it has been. I don't know. The nose was a big deal for this. So this one was so good on the nose. But anyways, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Really?
Yeah, that's my lineup.
All right, so I would still, so the rye has a sweetness that I really like. Super approachable, but I like ryes. Great little dilly sipper for 47 bucks.
Wow.
This to me takes the win.
Wow.
For sure. I think where it gets more complicated, this is easy for me.
Yeah.
Where it gets more complicated is over here. Yeah. And I go, okay, this on the nose is phenomenal.
It's very good on the nose.
This is super approachable. I think a lot of people that are not into whiskey are gonna like this.
Yeah.
Oh.
I, however, I'm gonna go, yeah, I'm gonna keep it right where it is. Because this is great on the nose, but this is better overall. But then disappointed. So then maybe overall, controversial, but I'm doing it. So I'm
wow.
That's where I'm
The
at.
sour mash at the end.
No.
He's not convinced.
No. I think there's, obviously all our palates are different, and there's going to be a different blend between all these. So, you know, we all have what we like.
I don't remember your lineup. Can you do your lineup one more time?
It's this right here.
I don't know what that is.
Rye first.
Rye first.
Rye first. Sour second.
Wow.
Bourbon, then American.
Got it.
Great.
All right.
All right.
Hey.
So that's our orders. Obviously, we do not agree,
No.
but that's okay because, you know, everyone is going to have different palates. They're going to have different flavors
right.
that they pull out of everything. So, you know, but I will say this, the Michter's line themselves, the US1, like they're not bad things. Like
Great.
I think
They know what they're doing.
worth having on your shelf.
Absolutely.
Great, approachable, easy.
I like it.
For anyone that's new, great.
Yep.
Great situation.
Yep.
And also, I love having all four of them on my shelf. But what's your pick?
Yeah.
What do you put top
Yep.
of
Yeah.
the pile? You know, let us know in the comments.
Yep.
Like, comment, subscribe. This is Still Whiskey. It's
Thanks,
good to have
guys.
you with us. Thanks for joining. And
We love you.
we'll see you next time. Let's go.
So, yeah.
That's going to be a tough one to edit. I am so sorry.
I know. I know.